Traveling with meds in 2025 can get complicated fast, but this guide shows you exactly how to fly safely with prescriptions, liquids, devices, and more, based on real TSA rules, not guesses. Number 20. Prescription meds are allowed in any form. Here's what that means. If your medication is approved by the FDA, you're allowed to bring it with you, whether it's in pill form, liquid drops, creams, or even a pre-filled injector. TSA doesn't put a limit on how much of it you can carry, which means you can pack enough for your whole trip without worry. And unlike other items, these medications don't have to follow that annoying liquid rule that limits everything to 3.4 ounces. But there's a small catch. You'll need to take them out of your bag and let the TSA officer know you're carrying medications. That little step makes all the difference. It tells the officer that your liquids, gels, or sprays aren't just random toiletries, they're medical. This is especially important if you use things like eye drops, liquid painkillers, or prescription skin creams. As long as you're honest, clear, and prepared to separate your meds at the checkpoint, TSA won't give you a hard time. They're trained to handle these cases calmly, and most screenings take just a few extra seconds when you follow the procedures. Number 19. Liquid meds over 3.4 ounces? Totally fine, just do this first. Travelers often panic when they realize their medication is in liquid form and well over the size limit. But in 2025, the rules are clear. If your liquid medication is medically necessary, it's exempt from the size restriction. That means your 6-ounce bottle of cough syrup, your large saline solution, or your nasal spray is completely allowed. The key is how you present it. Don't let it sit in your carry-on, hidden among shampoo bottles. When you get to security, pull it out and tell the officer directly that it's for medical use. That short conversation avoids confusion and keeps the line moving. TSA officers deal with this regularly and won't blink if you're up front. If your medication needs to stay cool, gel packs are allowed, even if they've started to melt. Just make sure they're packed properly and ready to be screened. This small preparation step ensures that nothing important ends up tossed in the trash bin, and it shows you've taken the time to pack responsibly. Number 18. Yes, you can travel with cold medications and gel packs. Temperature-sensitive medications like insulin or certain biologics often require cooling, and TSA understands this. That's why cold packs, like refusable gel packs or frozen sleeves, are allowed through security. Even if they're partially melted by the time you reach the checkpoint, they're still permitted as long as they're clearly meant for medical use. It's a good idea to pack these items in a separate section of your bag, ideally in a smaller cooler or insulated pouch. This keeps them easy to access and separate from personal items. When you reach the scanner, tell the officer exactly what they are. You don't need a doctor's note, but you do need to show that they're not just food or drinks. TSA agents will usually do a quick test on the pack, and once that's clear, you're good to go. It's a small thing that makes a big difference, especially when your health depends on keeping medications at the right temperature. Number 17. Medical marijuana is still not allowed, even if it's legal at home. Even if your state has legalized medical marijuana and you have a prescription card in your wallet, you still can't bring it on a plane. Federal law controls the TSA's policies, and as far as the federal government is concerned, marijuana that contains more than 0.3% THC is illegal. That includes oils, gummies, vape pens, or even lotions made with cannabis. If you're caught with it at the airport, even in states where it's legal, you could face confiscation or legal trouble. Some travelers assume that CBD products are fine, but that only applies if they contain less than 0.3% THC and are derived from hemp. Anything stronger is banned from both carry-ons and checked bags. It's not worth the risk. Even a small mistake here could cause serious delays, missed flights, or worse. The bottom line is, leave anything marijuana related at home when you're flying, even if your doctor says it's okay. Number 16. Original bottles can save you from a headache. It's true, TSA doesn't technically require medications to be in their original pharmacy containers, but here's the truth no one tells you. If your pills look unfamiliar or if they're loose in a random baggie, you might get flagged for extra screening. This is especially true if you're carrying controlled substances like ADHD medicines or sleep aids. That's why keeping your meds in their original labeled bottles is strongly recommended. The pharmacy label has your name, the prescribing doctor, the dosage, and everything a TSA officer needs to know at a glance. It keeps things simple. You avoid questions, you move faster, and if you're stopped by law enforcement or international security, that label becomes your best defense. For daily medications, it's fine to bring a weekly pill organizer, but only if you also carry proof of the prescription. A quick photo of the original bottle or a printed pharmacy label can help you out if anyone asks. Better to be over-prepared than delayed at the gate. Number 15. Using a pill organizer? Here's what to know. Organizing your medication for travel is smart, especially if you're on multiple prescriptions. Weekly pill containers are helpful, lightweight, and easy to use, and yes, TSA allows them. But the moment those organizers hold a controlled medication, things get trickier. If you've transferred your Adderall, Vyvanse, or similar meds into a plastic container with no label, a TSA officer could question you. That doesn't mean it's illegal, but it can slow you down. To protect yourself, snap a photo of the original bottle and bring it along on your phone. Even better, keep a small copy of your prescription or a note from your doctor in the bag. That way, if anyone asks what's inside, you have an immediate answer. This small step can save time and reduce stress at the checkpoint. Remember, the goal's not just to pass security, it's to avoid avoidable drama when you're already anxious about flying. Number 14. Never put your meds in checked bags, unless it's a backup. No matter how organized you are, never assume your checked bag will always arrive with you. Bags get delayed, rerouted, and even lost more often than most people realize. That's why your essential medications should never go in your checked luggage, unless you're carrying an extra supply just in case. Always keep your main medications in your personal item. That means a small backpack, purse, or crossbody bag that stays with you the entire flight, not the roller bag that goes in the overhead bin. Here's why. Even carry-on suitcases sometimes get gate checked when the plane is full. If your meds are in there and the bag gets whisked away, you might not see it until you land, or later. For anyone who depends on a strict medication schedule, that kind of delay can become a real medical issue. Instead, keep meds close. Ideally, use a zippered pouch or organizer that sits inside your personal bag. It makes it easier to pull out during screening and gives you peace of mind knowing your health isn't packed away in the cargo hold. Number 13. Use a clear resealable bag just for meds. One of the simplest but smartest packing hacks? Use a clear resealable bag just for your medications. It sounds basic, but this one trick saves time, avoids confusion, and makes the security process way smoother. Instead of tossing pills, creams, and liquid meds into different parts of your bag, keep them together in one easy-to-access place. TSA officers don't want to dig through your stuff, and you don't want them touching your socks to find your insulin. A transparent bag like a freezer-strength Ziploc or travel-safe pouch clearly separates your medical items from toiletries, snacks, or makeup. That distinction is key, especially if you're carrying liquids that exceed the 3.4 ounce rule, since medical liquids are treated differently. When you reach the screening area, just pull out the bag and place it in a bin. No surprises, no digging, no holdups. It also helps you stay organized during the trip, especially if you're taking multiple medications or supplements. You'll always know where your essentials are, and you won't panic mid-flight trying to remember where you packed your allergy meds. Number 12. Carrying a printed and digital medication list. Traveling without a list of your medications is like flying without a boarding pass. Sure, you might not need to show it, but when you do, it makes all the difference. Create a simple list that includes each medication's name, both brand and generic, the dosage, how often you take it, and any special storage needs. Include your full name and your doctor's name and contact info at the bottom. Now save the two versions, one printed in your bag and one as a PDF on your phone. Why both? Because your phone might die and paper can get lost. This list can help in emergencies, like if your meds go missing or you need to visit a doctor while away. TSA agents probably won't ask for it, but customs officers in some countries might. It also helps you refill a prescription faster if something unexpected happens. If you take a lot of meds or have specific allergies, that list might be the one thing that keeps you safe on the road. Think of it as a travel insurance policy, just more personal. Number 11. Yes, you can travel with syringes, CPAPs, and insulin pumps. If your health depends on these things, don't worry, you are completely allowed to bring them on the plane. TSA knows that medical equipment is essential for many travelers, and the rules are designed to support that. Syringes, for example, are fine to carry as long as they're clearly connected to a needed medication like insulin or an injectable biologic. CPAP machines and nebulizers can also go through security, but you might be asked to remove them from their case. It's usually a quick visual check, not a big hassle. Whenever possible, carry these items in your personal bag, not your checked suitcase. If a flight is delayed or something goes wrong, you don't want that device out of reach. Also, if a device is fragile or battery powered, you're better off keeping it close to avoid damage. The most important part? Just tell TSA what you're carrying. You don't need to give your full health history. Just a simple heads up goes a long way in making the process fast and smooth. Number 10. Wearing a medical device or implant? Speak up early. If you have a metal implant, a pacemaker, or a wearable device like a CGM or insulin pump, don't wait until the scanner beeps to mention it. As soon as you get to the security checkpoint, calmly tell the TSA officer, "I'm wearing a medical device." That one sentence helps avoid confusion and prevent unnecessary delays. Some devices can trigger metal detectors or body scanners, and others, especially electronic medical devices, might be damaged by the scanning machines. If your device shouldn't be exposed to radiation or electromagnetic fields, request a hand screening instead. TSA agents are trained to provide alternative screening methods like a gentle pat-down or visual check. You can also carry a medical device ID card, but that's not required. Saying it clearly and early is usually enough. Don't feel awkward. Agents see this every day. Being upfront keeps things moving and shows that you know what you're doing, which can help reduce stress for both you and the people screening you. Number 9. Airport pharmacies can be a lifesaver, but don't rely on them. It's easy to assume that if you forget a medication, you can just grab it at the airport. While some international airports do have pharmacies, especially in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, not all stock prescription meds, and most won't fill US prescriptions. Airport pharmacies are more likely to carry over-the-counter meds like antacids, pain relievers, or travel sickness pills. But if you need something like blood pressure meds, asthma inhalers, or insulin, you may be out of luck. Some countries also have strict rules about what medications can be sold without a local prescription, even if it's something you've taken for years. So yes, airport pharmacies can help in a pinch with small items, but they're not a safety net for missing prescriptions. Always board your flight with everything you need. Your health shouldn't depend on what's in stock past gate 12. Number 8. Use TSA Cares if you need extra assistance. Airports can be overwhelming, especially if you have medical needs, a disability, or just need extra support. That's exactly why TSA created a program called TSA Cares. If you know in advance that you'll need help, like a little more time, private screening, or help communicating at the checkpoint, you can fill out a quick online form or call the TSA Cares line. Just do it at least 72 hours before your flight. Once you're registered, a TSA staff member will coordinate with you directly to make your experience smoother. This might mean meeting you at the checkpoint, walking you through security with less pressure, or answering your questions in advance so you feel more prepared. TSA Cares is especially useful for people with anxiety, mobility issues, chronic illness, or families traveling with children who have special needs. It's a free program, and it shows that not all airport processes have to feel cold or rushed. Planning ahead with TSA Cares can turn a potentially stressful situation into something calm, respectful, and even supportive. Number 7. Sunflower lanyards quietly signal hidden disabilities. Some people have conditions you can't see, like chronic pain, autism, PTSD, or anxiety. That's why many major airports in the US and around the world now recognize the sunflower lanyard. It's a simple green lanyard with a sunflower pattern that quietly tells staff, "I might need extra help or patience." You don't have to explain your diagnosis or prove anything. The lanyard itself is the message. You can usually request one online in advance or pick one up at the airport's information desk, depending on availability. While it doesn't give you a fast lane or automatic changes in the screening process, it does alert TSA agents, flight attendants, and gate staff that you might need a little flexibility. That could mean more time at security, less rush when boarding, or simply a calmer, more respectful tone. If you're someone who finds the airport environment overwhelming, wearing this lanyard can be a subtle but powerful way to advocate for yourself. And while not every staff member may know about it, the awareness around sunflower lanyards is growing fast, making travel more inclusive for everyone. Number 6. Bring enough medication, plus a buffer for delays. Flights get delayed, plans change, and when they do, the last thing you want is to run out of your essential medication. That's why one of the smartest moves you can make is to pack more than just what you need for the exact days of your trip. Experts recommend bringing at least 5 to 7 extra days worth of your medications, just in case. If you're traveling internationally or going somewhere remote, you might even bring more. It's not about being paranoid, it's about being realistic. Replacing medication in a foreign country can be complicated, especially if you're dealing with language barriers, insurance issues, or unfamiliar pharmacies. And remember, not every prescription can be easily filled on short notice, especially controlled substances. So if you're running low and your trip is coming up, reach out to your doctor or pharmacy as early as possible to arrange a refill. Don't assume it can be done overnight. Adding that little safety margin to your medication stash can turn a potential travel nightmare into a non-issue. Number 5. Don't leave refills or paperwork until the last minute. Some prescriptions, especially controlled substances, require extra paperwork or special permission to refill early. So if you're traveling soon, don't wait until the day before your flight to call your pharmacy. It's not just about getting the meds, it's about giving your healthcare provider enough time to approve the refill, handle insurance issues, or provide documentation if needed. This step is often overlooked by travelers, and it can be a huge source of last-minute stress. Let's say you're heading out for a 2-week trip and only have 5 pills left. You'll likely need to ask for an early refill override. That might involve insurance approvals, prior authorizations, or a phone call from your doctor. Sometimes, pharmacists can expedite it, but not always. Planning ahead gives you time to sort out any hiccups without panic. If your provider is unavailable at the last minute or your pharmacy is out of stock, you could be in a bind. That's why it's always safer to take care of these details at least 1 to 2 weeks before your departure. Number 4. Split your meds to protect against lost luggage. Losing a bag is frustrating, but losing all your medication along with it, that's dangerous. Even though most people carry their meds in a personal item, it's always smart to split your supply, especially if you're traveling with larger quantities or going on a long trip. Here's how it works. Keep most of your medication with you in your personal bag, but stash a small backup supply in your checked luggage. This way, if one bag gets lost or stolen, you're not completely out of options. This rule applies to both prescription and over-the-counter meds. You never know when you'll need that extra inhaler, allergy pill, or insulin pen. And if your trip includes multiple destinations or connecting flights, the chance of a bag getting delayed increases. Having a second stash in a separate location could save your trip, or even your health. It's a small step, but one that adds serious peace of mind. Think of it like a parachute you hope never to use, but you'll be thankful for if something goes wrong. Number 3. Watch out for airport climate. Some meds don't like the heat. Here's something many travelers overlook. Airport environments, especially in hot countries, can be brutal on temperature-sensitive medications. From the moment you step out of the cab to the time you board the plane, your meds can be exposed to high heat, even if just for a short while. Medications like insulin, certain antibiotics, or liquid hormones can lose effectiveness if exposed to extreme temperatures. And don't assume the air conditioning will save you. Many airports keep loading areas, baggage zones, and even terminals warmer than you'd expect. To protect your meds, use a small insulated travel pouch with gel packs, even if you're only flying domestically. Some travelers even use mini medical coolers designed for air travel. They're compact, TSA approved, and keep your medication at a stable temperature for hours. This kind of prep matters, not just for comfort, but for keeping your treatment safe and effective all the way to your destination. Number 2. Make sure your prescription names match your ID. It may seem like a small detail, but the name on your prescription must match the name on your travel ID, whether it's your passport or your driver's license. Especially when flying internationally, mismatched information can cause delays, questioning, or even confiscation of your meds. If your airline ticket says Jennifer Marie Smith and your prescription label says Jen Smith, it could raise a flag at a security checkpoint or customs. This is especially true when dealing with controlled substances or traveling through strict border countries. If your name has recently changed due to marriage, a legal change, or other reason, make sure all your documentation lines up before your trip. It only takes one confused security officer to turn a routine screening into a frustrating delay. And while TSA in the US might be more flexible, not every country's agents will be as understanding. When in doubt, ask your pharmacy to print a temporary label or provide written confirmation that the medication is yours. That tiny label might be the only thing that clears up a big misunderstanding. Number 1. Pack a backup supply, but split it between bags. Here's a pro tip many travelers overlook. Don't keep all your medication in one place. Even if it's in your personal item, accidents happen. Bags fall into water, zippers break. Split your medication into 2 supplies, your main batch in your personal item, and a small backup in your checked luggage or another carry-on. That way, if one bag gets delayed, you're not stranded without what you need. Just make sure each supply is properly labeled and keep copies of your prescription list in both spots. Redundancy might feel like overkill until it's not. And that's it. 20 real TSA approved rules that keep your medication safe, your airport experience stress-free, and your trip running smoothly in 2025. Remember, it's not just about clearing security, it's about keeping your health protected from gate to gate. If you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more travel smart videos. And hey, we're not done yet. In our next video, we'll reveal what really happens when you try to bring medication through international customs, and the one mistake that could get your prescriptions confiscated at the border. Safe travels, smart packer. See you in the next one.